Hello, hello. Welcome to Vintagerous Showcase. This show is the show where I show you a lot of interesting little things I've found, things that have some kind of history to them or something intriguing about them. Maybe something that's rare and you don't see every day. I hope you'll enjoy this and give me a thumbs up and follow me and join my channel so that you'll be notified every time I have one of these videos go up. And there's some other ones on the in the playlist too. If you want to check out the other ones after you've watched this one too, and let me know again what you think of them. So tonight we're going to talk about um, toys, vintage toys. And so I've got the first thing I have is this absolutely sweet little bear. Now he's got articulated little joints, right? His arms and his legs move. He's absolutely adorable. He's mohair. But he's got something else that's kind of fun about him. He's called a yes no. So he can nod his head up and down. So you have to kind of get it in the right spot. And then goes back and forth as well. So he can say yes or no. Come on, little guy. Yes or no. Or he can say, no, yes or no. And so he is probably a Schuko, and that is a German brand. He's got little glass eyes. I don't know if you can see them, but they're little tiny little beady glass eyes. He's got some whiskers. He's in pretty good shape. Um, they the company, this German company, was founded in 1912. This is probably from the 1930s, 1935-ish is the date that I've kind of come to. And yeah, this was a company that specialized in making toys. And it was really known more for kind of die cast cars and that sort of thing. But they did make some of these kind of mohair little toys. But isn't he adorable? I just thought he was the sweetest little thing. To think how old he is, right? If he was born in the 30s, very, very cool. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you, the yes no doll, yes no rabbit. And then I found these absolutely sweet little homemade, I believe these are homemade little little knit toys. And what would you say this is? What kind of animal? Is it a rabbit? Is it a bear? Is it a dog? I'm not quite sure, but he's got the cutest little eyes, little blue eyes, and a little mouth. I just think he's adorable and he's obviously been well loved. Just so sweet. And he came with his buddy, and his buddy is this rabbit. Look at this rabbit. Now, he could probably use a bath, and I might try to clean him up a bit. He's so sweet though. Look at the I just love the little details on him. Like he's got you see how he's got like kind of little indents into the where his feet are? So sweet. Just so sweet. Aren't these came together? Aren't they so sweet? Oh my gosh, cuteness overload, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. But I think they're super sweet. Then I found this really sweet little bear. And he's kind of like a soft but harder plastic. I think would you call him a circus bear? Is that what you would call him? Or is he a birthday bear? I'm not sure. See, he's not labeled except that it does say made in Japan. Do you see that made in Japan on the bottom there? And he's got those wheels, that kind of rev, right? Yeah. So I think he might be a Marx. He might be a Marx toy because Marx is a Japanese company, but I could not find him online. He's definitely very rare, very one of a kind kind of. Well, I guess he's not one of a kind. He must have been manufactured, but he's not. They must not have done a big run of him because I just could not find him at all online. So if you find him, let me know. Send me a message. You'll see my email is, or Vintagerous.com is my website. If you go there, you'll get a link to all the other ways of contacting me. So you can get a hold of me and let me know if you find out more about him. What else? Well, then I found, and I love wheelie toys. Well, I like toys in general. Old toys always have appealed to me. But this guy I thought was really neat. Now, he probably isn't as old as the other ones for sure. I think he's Japanese as well. Again, could not find one that was exactly like this online, but I found ones that were similar that were Japanese, but it's not at all marked. There's no markings at all, not even on the wheels. So kind of a mystery guy. He's in fantastic shape, which makes me think he's maybe a little bit newer, but still really cute and definitely hard to find. Wouldn't he be a really cute little decor piece? And that's the one thing I would always caution you about with vintage toys. Because you don't know what they were, it could have been made with lead paint and so on. You don't really want to give vintage toys to children. They are more for collectors, people that want to display them and make, either in a nursery or, just in their own. I have some toys myself. I collect some vintage toys and vintage dishes. I love little children's dishes, and I'll show you some vintage dishes in a minute here too. Okay, well, how about right now? That's next on my list. So I have this amazing aluminum tea set. And it's, I believe, German. It came with some cutlery, which I'll show you in a second, and they're marked Germany. So there's the plates, and there's the cups and saucers, and there's a cream and sugar. Isn't that cute? Look at the cream, little creamer, little sugar. Then there's some cutlery. I think there's just one fork. But then there's a knife and two sizes of spoons. A little tiny spoon and a bigger spoon. And then there's like serving pieces. There's two of these kind of ladle-y ones, and I'll show you. Look at the bottom of it too. Like, there's quite a bit of detail in the in the actual stem of it. And then on the back, let's see, I'll find one that has a really good marking, because some of them you can't see it very well. They're all stamped. Of course, now I can't find one when I want to find one, right? Okay, maybe, here, the knife. Actually, the knife, I think you can maybe see that it's marked there. See how tiny though? Let me just hold it still for a minute there. So it says Germany on there, or German, I think. German or Germany? Germany. But then there's also this little percolator with a red handle. Isn't that adorable? And a clear plastic lid so that it looks like the glass ones. And there is pieces of the percolator in here, but it's not complete because I couldn't get it to, stand up. I think it's missing a couple of pieces, but still, how adorable is that, right? Don't you just want to make tea, have a tea party? And then there's a pitcher and I guess a basin, like a wash basin, I'm thinking, right? So there are, I think it was 6 big plates. There are a lot of the cups. So there's 6 of the cups. And then there's, I think, 4 little saucers. And as I said, there's a few spoons, what I showed you, but then here's the extras. So quite a bit of cutlery. Isn't that a neat little set? I was so excited. Talk about being like a kid, right? Oh, there's another knife too. Talk about kid. I feel like I'm playing, right? that's the fun thing about selling vintage toys is you feel like you're playing when you're doing it. Which we all need to play, right? Doesn't matter how old you are. Y'all need to play. Okay. What's next? What's next? Does any of this remind you of when you were little? Did you have a tea set? Was yours aluminum or did you have a china one? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. All right. So that's an aluminum tea set. Okay, now I have another handmade, one of a kind little antique doll. Isn't she sweet? Oh my goodness. I was so excited when I got her. So she's got a, I'm going to try and get really close so you can see her face because see how sweet her little face is? She's hand embroidered. Her hair is embroidered as well, little curls on there. She's got like a veil or like shawl kind of around her shoulders. I'm assuming she's a bride, right? Vintage lace. Like so, so sweet. So, so sweet. And, it's one of those things. Good things can come in small packages. And she's definitely a very small package, but just sweet. I love this kind of stuff. Can you tell? Can you tell? Am I a little bit like a little girl? Yeah. Okay. Well, how about something else? Something different. Okay. I'm going to stage this a little bit. All right. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I am King Solomon. So this is a German hand puppet. And if you've ever kind of looked at hand puppets, Germany is really one of the forefront manufacturers of really, really good quality puppets. And this one is no exception. Look at the detail in his face. You can see that this has been very, very finely crafted. I mean, even like the crown. Now, this one is, I'm guessing, from the 50s just because of where I bought it, because I got it at a garage sale and I got a bunch of vintage, really old 50s, 60s kind of toys. And this was among them. So, really cool. And I believe this is a Cursa brand. There's no label on it. I couldn't find a label anywhere, but I believe it is a Cursa. And so Cursa is a northern German company. In it's Mildehem, Germany. They've been making puppets since 1925. So, they've been around a long time. They call them sort of Punch and Judy. If you've heard of Punch and Judy, that's a very famous kind of puppet show. And so they are known as sort of Punch and Judy puppet manufacturers. And it's 4 generations of the family that have run the business. So it's been around that long. I consider these like an heirloom collectible. So, you could get this as a display piece, but it's certainly something that, you could hand on down the generations, right? A really neat piece. And then I got another German puppet that I got at the same garage sale. And this one is a knight. And it's got a hand carved head. Oops, so you can see him. Where's there we go. He's peeking out. So and I think he might have had something on the top of his head, or if that's just the staple or something where it was displayed, I don't know. But you really neat little knight. And now this one is a German artist named Lotte Severs-Hahn. Now she was traditionally sort of trained as a toy maker in Erzgebirge, northern Germany. That's a sort of an area that's very well known for sort of toy manufacturing and training those that want to become toy manufacturers. She still has a workshop in Brockle, and it celebrated its 90th year in production in 2019. So these have been around again a long time. So there's another puppet for you. So German puppets can be quite valuable and quite collectible, and ones, people again collect them for years, hand them down to generations. Okay, how about something completely different? I like to have fun on these, and I like to show you something that's really, really different. Well, this brought me back to my childhood, although this is actually the newer version of what I remember. Um, does anybody remember creepy crawlies? Or creepy crawlers, I think it's supposed to be, isn't it? Creepy crawlers. Yeah. So these are, if you remember, so what it was is you got this goop, right? This plasticky goop, and you poured it into the mold, and you put it into this little oven, and it cured, right? The cured the sort of rubber, and then you peeled them off, and they were these kind of stretchy little toys. Well, I so remember making these. I think it was meant to be a boy's toy, but I wanted it. I thought it was cool. Yeah, really fun. So there's one mold. Now these are from the 90s. They kind of did reproduce them again, like re-release them in the 90s. And so this is a set of molds from the 90s, but same idea. And I think that you could use all sorts of things with them. I mean, you could, I don't know if I'd recommend doing chocolate, but you certainly could do wax. You could do plasticine. You could do that hardening plasticine. What's that called? I forget now the name of it, but the one that you bake in the oven. You know, I'm sure you could use these with a whole bunch of different ones. I've got 6 of them in total. And so I'll put that set up because I think those are really fun. Make it fun Halloween decoration too, right? You could just put it out just like this as a decoration, I think. Be really kind of fun. So in the beginning, creepy crawlers were made by Mattel, and they were released in 1964, and that's why I remember them, because I was born in 63. So I would have been, these would have been around for a few years when I was sort of at the age to play with them. And you pour in a liquid chemical called plasti goop. That's what they called it, plasti goop. And then you heated it to 199 degrees Celsius or 390 degrees Fahrenheit. That's quite hot for little kids. In an open-faced electric hot plate oven. You can imagine why that's not still a good thing, right? And then it cured, and then it formed this, as I say, sort of semi-solid. I remember them as being kind of like stretchy and rubbery. And then in 1992, a company named Toy Max released it as a revival, and this is part of that 1992 revival, because I think the molds, on them. Actually, I didn't check every single one of them, and I should. Like this one says 1992 Toy Max. So I'll have to check the other ones, but this one definitely is a Toy Max one. Yeah, so epoxy resin maybe too is another one. Candy and chocolate, I don't know. I'd want to do a lead test on it first, I think, before I would recommend using it for candy. But how fun, right? Did you make those? Do you remember those? Is that a flashback for you? Let me know. Either the first generation of them or the second generation, because they've been around a long time, right? Long time. But I was surprised when I looked it up on Etsy, and there's only like one other set on Etsy, and I think it's like, 9 or more molds, so a lot bigger set that's on Etsy. Okay, the next thing was a little bit of an oops by me. I almost sold these for like nothing. And then I thought, I don't know. There's something making me think that this is not something I should just give away. Like this, there's some value here. Okay, let's see if you know what this is. Do you know what this is? I'll show you the pieces. And then you put it in the comments if you know what this is. Anybody know? What am I got here? It looks like little baby doll stuff, right? That's what I thought too. Little baby doll stuff. There's two of these bracelets that say baby. You know, remember like that's like a sorry, let me get it so you can see it here. Where it says baby. You know, these are like those bracelets that you get in the hospital, at least you used to get in the hospital to identify, you know, who you are, like identity bracelets for babies. But what this is it's My Little Pony. So it's My Little Pony. Go right up here. And this little sticker, maybe I'll take it out of the bag so you can see it better. So it's My Little Pony and it's Baby Moon Dancer. And it says 1985 right at the very bottom there. I'm sure you can't read that. But so this is what made me go, wait a minute, I better research this. Because sure enough, this is for My Little Pony, but the baby version of My Little Pony. And these are like all the little baby accessories that go for like $4 or $5 a piece. Some of them are even more than that, depending, right? Because again, these little pieces, right? Like look at how tiny they are, right? So they got lost a lot. So I'm going to put this up as a little set, as it is. So My Little Pony, this generation 1 came out in the 80s by Hasbro. And Baby Moon Dancer, who this sticker was about here, was released in 1984 and introduced this kind of line of baby supplies. So the moral of the story is, if you go and you buy little toys and you see that there's baby accessories or doll accessories, don't always assume they're for dolls. They might be for My Little Pony, right? Well, what did you think? Did you like this? Do you want to see more toys? Because I sure have more toys. I picked up some great ones recently. And so, you know, I'll definitely do a part 2 if you'd like that. Let me know in the comments. And check out my other showcase videos. There is a playlist. You can go to the playlist and see all of the videos. And I'm going to be putting them out once a week. So hopefully you will enjoy these and let me know what you think. See you next time. You know I love ya. Mwah. See you next time.